So there I was, just sitting at my computer, minding my own business, not watching WWDC, because come on, what was Apple really going to announce? Another version of Apple watchOS? Boring. Another version of iOS? Boring. Another version of macOS? Boring. I mean, come to think of it, they did end up announcing a bunch of those things anyway, but just like Santa Claus on Christmas Day, Tim Cook comes on the stage with quite the gift, the all-new Mac Pro.
This is the new Mac Pro.
I have not been this excited about an Apple product in such a long time. The last Mac Pro that was released, it was somewhere in the neighborhood of around 6 years ago. And that was rocking, I believe, an X79 chipset. And we are generations beyond that at this point. And honestly, even something like this little Mac Mini that I use for all my video editing is probably much faster than one of those older trash can systems with 12 cores. So the all-new Mac Pro for $6,000 gets you an 8-core system, 32 gigabytes of RAM, and a massive 256 gigabyte SSD. And presumably the base GPU is going to be the AMD RX 580, and it's still a pretty good GPU even though it's a couple years old. I still use it in my Mac Mini setup with an eGPU nowadays, and honestly it's perfectly fine. They showed off that not only will this system be completely modular just like any other desktop PC, but also that you'd have a ton of overpriced configurable options. They showed us some sort of dual core Radeon graphics card, which I presume is the Radeon 7 with 2 cores, and they showed that you'd actually be able to configure up to 2 of these inside of the system. They also showed off that you'd be able to configure up to a 28 core processor and up to 1.5 terabytes of RAM. They also showed off their own hardware acceleration card, which seems to allow you to play back ProRes RAW at resolutions up to 8K. And then to put the icing on the cheese grater, they showed off their all-new display, the Pro Display XDR. This display retails for only $4,999, and then it's only another $1,000 to get the monitor stand. Now the reason why they decided to call it an XDR display is because this display is supposed to go beyond that of high dynamic range, or HDR. So this is supposed to be an extreme dynamic range. So that means that the blackest blacks and the whitest whites should have a massive range. And honestly, from the people that are there, it seems like it's really impressive. So those were the 2 big announcements of the day, and the only 2 announcements that mattered, at least to me. But here's the point I really wanted to get across in this video. The all-new Mac Pro seems really expensive, especially at that $6,000 price tag for those entry-level specifications. But chances are, if you feel like it's too expensive, it most likely wasn't made for you, Chief. The Mac Pro is a professional tool for making professional content. It's not made for playing video games or watching YouTube videos. That's why Apple still makes the Mac Mini and the iMac. To movie studios and media houses, $10,000 to $20,000 for a workstation is about average. I personally have had to purchase Dell workstations that cost upwards of $15,000 to $20,000. For work, of course, but that's just how much it costs for a computer that offers high-end compute. Considering the full potential of this Mac Pro and its fully modular design, this thing really seems like it's going to be a fantastic workstation. Now for the prosumer out there that really just wants a powerful desktop, you might even consider purchasing the baseline model and then installing your own upgrades along the way, so it doesn't have such a massive cost at the beginning. Now when it comes to that $6,000 6K Pro Display XDR monitor, that I have a problem with. First, I think it's just ridiculous. $5,000 for the monitor, $1,000 for the monitor stand. Just bundle them together and call it a $6,000 monitor. And yes, I get it. Reference monitors can be really expensive. I did spend a little bit of time working in a Hollywood animation studio for a while, but I doubt they're going to be running out trying to replace their Dolby Vision certified monitors with Apple XDR displays. Maybe some of the designers will request it, but hey, what do I know? I'm just a guy making videos on the internet. But hey, I will say that Apple monitor does look really cool on the desk. It sure did look really cool on that little cart that Tim brought it out in. So Apple, if you're listening, feel free to send me one. I think it looked really cool on my desk as well. But other than that, I think I'll be sticking with my LG 4K and 5K monitors. They're just fine. And hey, just in case you're wondering, I do plan on picking up one of these new Mac Pros. Definitely not that monitor, but definitely one of the new Mac Pros. I'll probably get the baseline model, the $6,000 one, and I'll do a bunch of upgrades to it and maybe make it something cool here for the channel. Or at least I'm gonna try. And hey, if not, maybe I'll get lucky with the really cheap iMac Pro, considering the market's probably going to be flooded with them as soon as this thing comes out. But I'm going to stop ranting, so that is it for this video. I want to know what you guys think about the Mac Pro and especially that monitor. Are you interested at all? Do you think it's crazy overpriced? Let me know down in the comment section below. Also, while you guys are down there, if it's your first time to the channel, consider subscribing. Once again, guys, my name is Fran. Thanks for checking out this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one.